Brandon Royval versus Manel Kape for our main flyweight bout of the night. Guys, I have to say, this is gonna be fireworks. This is gonna be extreme action. This is gonna be more action paced and more close of a fight than Kevin Vallejos, which is kind of crazy to me to say. But Brandon Royval, high volume striker, maybe not the highest of power, but he'll chain jab, 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 right hook, jab, jab, jab. It's not going to stop. Relentless pressure, always in your face. He doesn't want the fighters that he's facing to be implementing their own game plan. He wants to force his game plan onto you. Maybe it might leave a little bit of holes, but it's the flyweight division. Brandon Royval has a hell of a chin. We saw in that fight versus Joshua Van. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of insight. That fight going into with Joshua Van, he came off of suffering a concussion. He had to sit in the room. His head was hurting. Lights couldn't even be on. And he still absorbed all those significant strikes from Joshua Van. And Joshua Van, I want to say, has developed now to a high volume, medium to high level power puncher. He almost knocked out Royval in round 3. Manel Kape possibly could get the same thing done. I think he's a phenomenal sniper. I think he is a decent counterpuncher. But he needs to set them up. He needs to fight in his rhythm. He needs to fight in his pace to be able to find the counter shots. I don't think Royval's going to do that. Allow him to do that. If these were pick'em odds, maybe I'd back Kape. I like Kape. I believe that outside of the double eye poke that he hit Osu with, he can usually win every fight without exploiting fighters being dirty. But he usually chooses to do that. That's the reason why I don't really want to back Kape. I don't really like Kape on that as a person, but as a fighter, he's great. However, we got to take everything, dislikes, we got to look at the facts, right? Royval's pressure, and at these odds, I have to take Royval, man. I kind of favor a finish in this fight. I favor finish from either fighter. I have one round in my mind right now, without a doubt, there's going to be a finish from either fighter, and they're going to finish in a specific round. I'll release that inside my inner circle, but here, I like a finish, man. I don't think this fight goes to decision. And I'm going to tell you this, sir. If this fight goes to decision, Manel Kape is not winning. If this fight goes to decision, Brandon Royval is winning. I'm going to estimate, right? If you take Kape, you should probably take ITD. You should probably take a round specifically. I highly would advise you not to take the money line and lay that much chalk. It's better to take Brandon Royval money line, right? But you should probably look for props. You probably look for finishes, under or over significant strikes. If this goes the distance, I favor over significant strikes for Royval. I don't favor the under for Royval. But yeah, I like Brandon Royval here, man. At these odds, give me Brandon Royval.